I'm here at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris at an event sponsored by the Saudi government looking at science education, science, technology, engineering and maths and how this can revolutionize our future. The fact is that scientific knowledge is doubling every couple of years. What that means is that in just 20 years, by 2040, we will know 1,000 times more about every aspect of science than we do today. And by 2060, that's within the lifetime of the students that we will be seeing today, we will know 1 million times more than we do. Now, all of that depends on one thing, education. Because education is the key to innovation. Education is the key to ensuring that every generation in every year comes through supercharged, turbocharged to make a difference through scientific innovation, technological discovery and application of all kinds of solutions to transform our world. And we need it because we have already 7.6 billion people alive on the earth. 85% of them live in the poorest parts of the world, in emerging markets. In the next 40 years, that number on the planet will rise to around 11.5 billion people. How on earth do we cope with that? How on earth do we feed, power up, support, equip tomorrow's generations without trashing the entire planet? And that will be one of the greatest challenges facing this generation. Now, the MAWHIBA program, which is here being profiled with UNESCO here in Paris, is all about investing in talented people, enabling them to go that extra stage further in their own scientific careers. But that depends too on changing how we educate people. In America, 60% of students say that their science degrees are very poor value. Around half the students say they can't even see the slides that the professor is using. 45% say they can't hear the professor. Another 40% say they are distracted by the technology they have in their pockets. Another 40% say that they're hopelessly distracted by the technology on other people's screens in the seats next to them. The whole way in which we're educating people has got to change, and indeed the way we examine as well. Almost all students in the world today, this summer, will take exams using pieces of paper and borrows, pens, writing with ink, using tools which they don't use normally. You know, I was looking at a website which was training people to pass exams, and the first principle it says is this: please practice writing longhand. Get your muscles working in your hands, because of course you never used it in the real world. You never use it again in your job, but to pass your exams you're going to have to get out a pen and write on pieces of paper. How crazy is that? How last century is that? It's just an example of how education generally, and science education in particular, is lost in a last century time warp and needs to thoroughly transform itself if we're going to satisfy the need to change the entire world's future.